11, Joanne Hayes.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Courts. What recent announcement has he made on work to modernise and improve specialist courts and tribunals?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Chester Burrows.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The government is working hard to modernise the way our courts and tribunals work. And I announced yesterday a package of legislative changes to the 24 tribunals run by the Ministry of Justice. And these reforms will update and standardise tribunal processes and powers such as practice notes, suppression of sensitive information and publication of decisions. These changes will give tribunals the tools they need to work faster and more transparently and address weaknesses or loopholes in their current processes, and these changes will be included in a bill I intend to introduce to Parliament later this year.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, Joanne Hayes.
To the Minister, how will these changes address delays in dealing with appeals against ACC decisions?
Honourable Chester Burrows.
ACC appeals are handled by a specialist district court registry and a tribunal, depending on where the case stems from. Both these bodies face significant delays, with cases averaging over 695 days for one and over 1,100 days for the other. 2 to 3 years waiting for a decision on an ACC appeal is simply not acceptable, and that is why these reforms replace both appeal avenues with a new specialist tribunal. This tribunal will apply the same substantive law as existing bodies, but will have dedicated members and improved processes and powers, and the new tribunal will aim to decide cases within 250 days, an improvement of around 60% for most types of ACC appeals.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, Joanne Hayes.
To the Minister, what progress are other specialist courts and tribunals making towards reducing the time it takes for court cases to be dealt with?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Chester Burrows.
Mr Speaker, like all our courts, specialist courts and tribunals are working towards improving the speed they deal with cases, measured by the average age of active cases in the system, by 20% this year on the April 2013 baseline. Collectively, tribunals have already achieved a 16% reduction in the average age of active cases, well on track to their 20% target. And in the specialist court, since last April, the coroners have cut 54 days off the average age of cases, the employment court 85 days, environment court 64 days and the Maryland court 69 days, all either at or well on their way to their end-of-year goals. And these results are a real credit to the court staff and the judicial officers in our specialist courts and tribunals.
Question number 12, Moana Maki.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister